Well, we got the usual suspects for the main event. It's going to be an absolute amazing show. We've just finished. Well, they have. They just finished the weigh-in, and this is Darren Phillips, who man behind these three as well. Not behind them. There is rumours. Darren, how did the weigh-ins go?
Very well so far. We've got to wait for 3 more. So touch wood. We should actually be done by 7 o'clock, which will be pretty.
There was a joke there, wasn't there, about touching wood, but we won't because it's Potter's not past the watershed yet. So Darren, we've interviewed these two. Just tell us, you've been involved in Muay Thai since, was it invented?
Since just before Jesus was born, I think, wasn't it? But I get there before you do. No, 30 years now this year.
Right, so it's a long time. It's a long, long time. You've seen, and I've known you for a long time, haven't I? The progression of Muay Thai. But this, what you three are doing, is an absolute event, isn't it? The main event, what a show. It is.
I mean, I bet there are really good fight cards out there. People putting fight cards on with good quality fighters on, but no one matches what we do from the point of view of making, say, an event within a show.
Yeah.
Fight card within a show.
Yeah.
No one can do what we do to the general public to make them interested in Muay Thai, as well as the Muay Thai aficionados. Are just, let's face it, the people would turn up to watch these fights if they were in a sports centre with a little tape recorder and a microphone, but that would be about a third of the number that's going to turn up here tomorrow, and the guys won't be getting paid.
It's a sold out event, isn't it?
Sold out.
And that's rare, isn't it, Phil?
It is, yeah.
By any standards.
It is in this day and age as well. It is anyway, but in this day and age when no one's got any money, to sell it out, and to be honest,
it's been
sold out.
All their tickets, and I am, of course, I'm very famous.
It's been sold out for what, 3, 4, 5 weeks?
We sold out for about 5 weeks. I mean, going back to what we said before, we've always filled the venue. Event City last year was probably the biggest Thai boxing show this country's ever seen, ever. You commentated on it. We had more people in there than shows that have had millions and millions of pounds worth of backing could get in with advertising on bus shelters. We did Event City last year off the back of Facebook. We've done this one off the back of Facebook. The arena tour is going to take a completely different tact, and we're looking to follow the glory in the UFC and everybody else, but with Muay Thai. People in this country, you included, have always banged on about K1 and said, in the European scene it's massive, but the UK is a Thai boxing country.
I've got to agree. I mean, Muay Thai in this country. You know what? I'm very proud of you guys about the standard of Muay Thai in this country. It is up there with Thailand. Liam, Jordan. Some guys battling the Thais and doing really well. And it was unheard of, wasn't it, Darren? Years ago.
Absolutely. There's no way the very best fighters of 20 years ago could have competed with the Thais in Thailand.
Could the fighters of 20 years ago competed with the guys now?
We get asked this question all along, right? It's if they choose, those guys were athletes. Oliver, Humphrey, Phil, Ronnie. With the knowledge they were given, they did very well. Were they to be here, transported here now and try to fight how they did then? Yeah. No, they couldn't compete. If they were around and been taught what the lads are being taught now, I think they could have still competed.
Yeah, I mean, talent's talent, isn't it? The old adage, wasn't it, like, could Bobby Charlton play in United now? Yeah. Probably the greatest football team in the world. Sportsman City. We won't go into that. Let's forget. Anyway, guys, before we start, I am 4-1. I know nothing about football. But Phil, to you three, what is the chemistry between you three that works so well to bring us a show like this?
It's just the passion behind it. To be honest, we all want Muay Thai to be where we think it belongs, which is primetime TV and mainstream. That's it. That's where it needs to be. So we're all working in that direction. It's that passion for the sport that keeps us going every day and keeps us putting on events like this.
Well, you know what? I've been all over the world, right? And I'll mention it again. But look at the smiles on these faces. You don't see promoters smiling. They must have something going on that's very exciting.
You've got to remember, you said to me before when I talked about the first show, you didn't believe me.
Oh no.
Nobody believed me.
No.
I went to him and he said...
I worked with the first show, I didn't believe it.
He said, are you mad?
It's not very believable, is it?
People thought it was absolutely ludicrous and couldn't be done, because nobody had ever done it. We did it, and we've done it. On the first show, Phil ran it, he was the glove runner. Darren helped out. We're now show number 6 of this size, show number 10 of all our productions. And there's us 3. There's a 4th suspect. She's not here tonight. We've got an entrepreneur who's coming behind us from a business point of view. We're pushing forward. I mean, like Darren said, there's other great fight cards out there. Next year, Mr. Calder's got an amazing fight card.
Vinny Williams.
Yeah. I've got Carlos on that.
This is what. Do you think years ago, and we're talking a long time before I was thinner and I didn't have grey hair. Honestly, years ago, before water was invented, we had two sides, didn't we?
Yeah.
Master Toddies and Master
Toddy,
Skins.
Master
They never worked together. But what's great about this is like you've got fighters fighting on these Scottish fighters, Irish fighters, you're sending them over. This is how it should be, isn't it?
Of course it is. It's in the sport's interest, and it's in the fighters' interest to fight the best people out there. It's in the sport's interest and the promoter's interest to make the best possible fights, and it's in the fighters' interest to fight the best people out there, because that's the only way they're going to learn. Nobody learns from beating duck eggs. So the days when, oh, he's really good, but he's never going to fight him because them two don't get on, they've got to go, and I think they pretty much have gone anyway.
Yeah.
But it takes something like this to make that happen.
I mean, our fighters fight one another.
We've got two lads fighting
I'm
each other.
actually winning 1-0 at the moment.
Well,
This
2
guy-
weeks.
2 weeks.
And you're winning the hair.
Of course.
But just to jump in with Daz, a great story, and I'm a massive boxing fan, very passionate about it. I'm a boxing nut, and so is this man here. But I've got to give congratulations, the WBA Super Bantamweight Champion. You've been with him since beginning.
Since he was 10 years
the
old.
beginning. You must be over the moon.
I'm really pleased for him. I know how much it means to him.
I know how much it means to you.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me as well. I think I've done something that no one in this country has done before. You think about it, Vinny. Who's worked the corner? Who's had 2 fights with his gym and won world Thai boxing titles and world professional boxing titles? Because Carl won the professional boxing title. Skin wasn't in his corner when he won it.
Well, listen, hey, all credit where credit's due. I don't like to boast, but I'm the busiest commentator in the world. Let's go and talk about that. Let's go and sit in that. We should have our own palace, shouldn't we? And sit and gloat about how wonderful we really are. But no, honestly, heartfelt congratulations. Scott Quigg, Joe Gallagher's done a great job. You've been with him since he was with Brian Hughes, who's now retired. But really, lads, I want to thank them because I'm the commentator for the show. And I'll be honest, the last main event, I was poor. I got a bit of a kick up the arse off these guys, believe me. I'm bringing my A game. We're bringing the best co-commentator in the world, Kieran Kettle. Stay tuned for main event. Guys, thanks a lot. Really looking forward to it. Cheers.
Cheers, Vin.
Cheers, Vin.
Thank you.